Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam. I see one person is here. Hi, Sam. Hey, everybody. I'm hoping that I have a stable enough internet to do the class today. I've kind of been popping off and on, but hopefully some people will join us. This is class 19. We're here to talk about the moon card today. It seems like everybody's out busy today. It's summertime and it's the weekend. We have some pretty weather going on. So it seems like everyone's out doing that. But I came here anyways. I haven't been here all week. I've been very, very, very busy as always. I'm not as prepared today. Hi, Sam. I'm not as prepared today as I normally am just because I've began the process of the packing stuff. It's going to take me a while. So I usually have a thing set up here next to my table where I have all my cards. I have 15 to 20 decks sitting there. Those are all put away. Everything's kind of coming down. So I just grabbed a few today to work with. So I'm feeling a little discombobulated just because things aren't normal the way that I'm used to seeing them. But that's okay. We will work with it, right? So how are you doing, my beautiful sister, Sam? I hope you are well over on your side of the pond. This is class 19. Gosh, I can't believe we've already done 19 of these. We are on the moon card today. We're almost all the way through. This is card 19. We are almost all the way. No, this is card 18. Sorry, this is card 18. Yeah, we're almost all the way through the major arcana. That's crazy. This is class 19, card 18. The moon card. Let me grab my notes out. I should have had those ready. Should have had them ready. Okay. I'm okay. How are you? Lisa can't make tonight as she has to work at 5:30. Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Everybody has a life and has stuff to do. I understand. Maybe she can come back and do the replay thing, which would be fine. So, yeah, a lot of times people come back and do the replay. I mean, there's a lot of places that I could be right now, but I'm committed to this. So let's do the moon card. So apart from me, yeah. Hi, Ginger! Yay, you're here. Hopefully we get some more people trickling in. I do notice that if people do come back and watch the replay. So I'm glad to see you, Ginger. Yay. We're here on 19 classes in to learning to read tarot intuitively. We are on card 18, which is the moon card, and we are almost through the major arcana, which is blowing my mind right now. Ginger, I was just telling Sam, I've already started the process of like packing up and moving because we're moving in a few months. And so all of my stuff is like put in other places. I don't have all my decks available to me like normal. So it's a little odd, but I did pick out like just a few moon cards from a few decks that were easy to get to. The moon card. Yay. Yes, we are on card 18. The moon card is about, yes, I'm overly organized. Oh, Sam, you have no idea. When you're a child who is born with, I don't know how to put this other than I felt like I didn't have any control over things when I was a child. I didn't have any control over the messages that would come in, the things, pardon my mess, the things I experienced happened randomly. I didn't have any control over when or where I would be communicating with spirits or seeing weird, strange things. I was born into a family that are 5 generations deep, part of a cult. So it is a very controlling lifestyle that they live. So that was another factor. I think because I had zero amount of control over anything in my childhood, it created OCD in me as an adult. Because as a young adult, once I was out on my own and I was the one in control of my environment, I was in control of my environment. So like OCD to the max. I'm telling you, this girl could not lay down at the end of the day and go to bed if there was a sock on the floor, because everything had to be in its place. And not only in its place, but like exactly in its place. I never got so bad that I would go and do like the compulsive behaviors. Like some people would have to do like repetitive ritualistic compulsive behaviors. I never did that. But I did, and unfortunately it trickled down to at least one of my children has it pretty bad. I used to tease him. I would go into his room and move something just a little bit, just to see if he was actually paying attention. Oh, he would know instantly. He could walk in and immediately he knew someone had been in his room and had moved something. So yeah, that's for sure. I think that's one of my missions on this lifetime is to get control over my own control. If that makes sense. So it did really rule my life for a long time. Like I wasted so much time and energy making sure everything was perfectly in its place and put away and exactly where it goes. And my kids, when they were babies, the poor little things, they get their toys out. I make them put it back before they could get out another toy. So you go into people's houses that have little kids and they have just toys everywhere, and it's just devastation. Just toys everywhere. And then when the kids are done playing, they get them to round up all their toys and put them away. Right? It was too stressful for me to be in an environment like that ever. So my kids had to play with their toys one at a time, or maybe two at a time, and then put that back, and then you can get out something else and then put that back. So if you're going to play with Barbies, get the Barbie stuff out, play Barbies. All right, when you're done, put it all back away. That's so yeah, I think it was my way of having some control. I don't know, but I have definitely worked on that about myself. It's very freeing to let go of some of that, but it still affects me. So my stuff not being here the way I'm used to has got me a little discombobulated, but not too bad. Not like it used to be. Your 19-year-old has it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm telling you, I feel like it is a manifestation of possibly being put into a position at some point, even for a short term. But for me, it was for a long term, my whole childhood, where I didn't have any control over anything. So I guess, yeah. So, and you know what? It feels good to be able to it was a struggle at first. And I had some cold runs where I would attempt to let a mess go, not do the dishes one night before I went to bed, or leave a cabinet door open for an hour. Something so silly like that. I struggled in the beginning, but yeah, it's freeing to let go of some of that. So, but the moon card, okay, that's what we're here for, right? The moon card. The moon card. Let me grab one that looks similar. Usually it's two wolves. Like for the Rider-Waite system, you'll see the moon card being like two wolves. They're usually two different colors. They're usually black and white, or a dark and a light. They're usually baying up at the moon. So the moon card is about illusion, secrets, intuition. It's about dreams. It's about things being done in the dark, the subconscious, mystery. The moon card can be about confusion. A lot of times when the moon card comes out in a reading, it tells me that there's either shadow work that's being done or needs to be done. There's things that are hidden within that need to be brought out. So I found a couple here. I know my camera never does justice. Here's the animated tarot. So there's the movement. You see the little wolfies baying at the moon. The symbolism in, I know this one's, oops, I just touched my mouse and made it a pit or a window pop up. Let me move that out the way. There we go. Okay. Did I just lose my place here? Oh, okay. Let me read my notes. So the moon card tells us to explore the unknown, to trust our intuition, and embrace our hidden sides of ourselves and in our journey. So when you're working through confusing times or stepping deeper into your spiritual pathway, when you pull the moon card out in a personal reading or private reading for yourself, this is an invitation to really do work on shadow work, that things need to be revealed within yourself. So in a personal reading, you have your moon card out finally. Good enough. What deck are you using, Ginger? What deck are you using, sweetheart? So I only have a couple here. I've got the learning card for this from this learning deck. And when we're all done doing this tarot class, I'm going to give this to somebody. We'll do a drawing or something. I've got the Tarot of a Moon Garden. Of course, I had to pick that one. And this one's really cute. It's got the two little wolves. It's really hard to see. I know my laptop sucks, but it's the gist. It's the gist of the Rider-Waite. I've got the Westwood Tarot, and this one's kind of cute. Rather than wolves, there's I think it's a lobster. I'm pretty sure it's a lobster. I think that's because of the astrological connections. And then the moon card in, what is this one? Everyday Tarot. Is that what this one is? Oh, the Enchanted Soul. Sorry, the Enchanted Soul Tarot. Actually a very pretty one. So that's why I picked that one. All right. So yeah, like I said, I only had a couple. So I figured we would start by talking about the crystal associations. I see somebody else has joined us, but you haven't spoke up yet. So hello. Oh, maybe they popped back out. There was 3 of us in here for a minute. Okay, the crystals that go with the moon card. We've got, of course, the crystal of intuition, our amethyst. The other crystal of intuition, which is the labradorite. All these crystals are for sale that I'm going to show you today are for sale in my crystal store. Let me say, just pop that little plug in right there. Labradorite, amethyst, and moonstone. These are all crystals of the intuition. Also selenite. Selenite is a crystal of the crown chakra, and black obsidian. So we've got amethyst, and this is psychic awareness, dream work, calming spiritual connection. Then we've got the labradorite, which is intuition, mysticism, and protection from illusions or misinformation. Then we've got moonstone. So these are the stones you work with when you're working with the energy of the moon. Feminine energy, emotional balances, and cycles. And the selenite is for clearing, clearing, also accessing the higher consciousness. And when you're working with the energy of the moon card, this is things that are unknown about ourselves, which are the higher consciousness. And then, of course, the black obsidian, which is the best crystal out there for working with shadow work. So that's the crystals. The zodiac association with the moon card is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, which is why I thought that the lobster card was tied in there, because that is the zodiac. The direct association is Pisces, and then it also resonates with Cancer and Scorpio. And tapping into emotional undercurrents, hidden truths, psychic downloads. A lot of times when I'm doing a private reading for myself and I pull the moon card, this is my guides telling me there's something you're not seeing. There's something you're not seeing. So a lot of time I just wanted to add that. Okay. When I get the moon card, this tells me, trust my inner voice. There's something that I'm trying to hear about myself. Also, I've learned from personal experience when I'm reading from the moon card is that a lot of times the information that I'm pulling out, or say I'm doing a reading and I've got multiple cards and I pull out the moon card and I try and okay. I said that wrong. When I'm in the middle of a reading and say I pull out cards and I can't intuitively get a hit on them, but so I'm just reading them for face value. A lot of times, if I have misinterpreted, if I'm not getting it correctly, if I'm not getting an intuitive hit, so I'm just looking at the card for face value, but I'm not interpreting it correctly, I'll get the moon card right afterwards. And this is telling me, there's something you're not seeing here, if that makes sense. So I wanted to put that out. And so basically it's telling you there's something you're not logically picking up here. Also, when I get the moon card, it tells me that I need to pay attention to dreams, because the moon happens at night. Pay attention to my dreams, any kind of symbols that are coming through my dreams. Also paying attention to gut instincts, because the moon is working with emotions, and we feel our emotions in our gut. So that's another one. Also, the moon card can be pointing out to you in a personal reading, an intuitive reading about yourself or someone else, that there are illusions, there's secrets, there's things being lied or misinformed or hidden. But illusions or misunderstandings are present, and that just the things aren't what they seem to be. The moon card coming out in a reading could be an invitation from your guides to embrace your shadow self, because a lot of times what we do in life is we reject parts of ourselves. We absolutely reject the parts of ourselves we don't like. And we bury them, hide them, run from them, avoid them. So part of the ascension process is embracing all aspects of ourselves. Hi, conspiracy realist. Nice to see you. So in the ascension journey, we hold our own selves back by hiding from parts of ourselves from ourselves, or avoiding parts of ourselves, the parts of ourselves we don't like. We have to be willing to embrace those. So when I say embrace, does that mean you have to spontaneously start liking those things? No, that means you recognize, oh, wow, this is a part of myself I don't really like. So then you transmute that part of yourself into something you do like, but you don't hide from it. This is called shadow work. Okay. So embracing your shadow self does not mean you suddenly start liking those parts of yourself that you don't like, that are no longer serving you. No, it means that you embrace that they're there and face them. Take care of it. The moon card coming in a reading can also point out like emotional overwhelm. Like I said, the moon works with the cycles, emotions, can point out that there's deception taking place, that someone's not being honest with you. It could point out fear of the unknown and confusion. Okay. Let's see. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Okay. I made a meditation, a moon meditation, and I'm going to share that with you guys at the end of this. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? I'm real curious if you guys just heard that. Can you hear that? Is that gunshots, Dean?
Yeah, I think it is. The firing rate.
Gunshots. One right after another. Wow. It stopped. That was a semi-automatic weapon. Now, mind you, we do live near multiple military bases, and they do what they call maneuvers, which is practice drills and stuff like that. I sure wish that they would warn some of us. It's a little unsettling. Good grief. Well, good. If you guys didn't hear it, then good. That means you don't have to absorb that energy. Okay, so let's do, I know, isn't that crazy? Let's do the same thing we did last time when we were doing the, let me grab a deck here. Let's see. I'll do Tarot of a Moon Garden. I'm going to put my moon card back in. And let's each of us grab our deck and pull a card to go with the moon card and ask our guides. So we need to call in our guides and protectors, angels and ancestors of the love and light only. We need to ask for a connection to the source energy and angelic protection be placed around that connection. And let's ask our guides to point out to us, with the intentions of working with the moon card, intentionally what is it about ourselves that we may possibly need to be brought to the light. So the moon card being about illusions, things done in the dark, shadow work, introspection, all those things. Let's pull a card and ask our guides to show us what the moon card needs to be brought, what needs to be brought out to the light using the moon card. And I just need to do a little sage on my deck here. My handy dandy torch lighter decided to quit working on me, so now I have that little camper lighter thing and it's not the same. Guys, I gotta go get a new one. Okay, go ahead and set your intention for something to be brought to your attention, whatever it is, shadow work that needs to be worked on. What do my guides need to point out to me? Shadow work, things that need to be worked on, things that need to be brought to the light. Okay, Sam got Knight of Wands. This is motivation, ambition. This is a busy individual. This is someone that takes charge. This is a trailblazer. This is a trailblazer. So the energy of trailblazing coming through. So I guess maybe being a leader, initiating something, starting something, being a foundation or a starting point, being a leader, being, yeah, that's what's coming out. Maybe, leading something, leading a cause, or being hi Taurus, managing some kind of a humanitarian project. I feel like something like that needs to happen within your energy, Sam, to pull you to a certain vibration. But like maybe, yeah, that's what's coming through with that. Heading some kind of either a project or a cause or a group, a support group. I mean, it could even be like an online one, like say a support group on Facebook, just a page supporting something, but providing a place or a platform, or leading or heading some kind of a humanitarian project that's going to bring change. That's what's coming through for Sam, for Knight of Wands. Hi, Taurus. I'm so happy you made it. Okay, what did you get, Ginger? Did you pull one? Or Conspiracy, what did you pull one? Taurus, pull a card. We're working on the moon card today, Taurus. Let me catch you up real quickly. We're on card 18, class 19. We're on the moon card. Ginger says, King of Pentacles. Oh, that's money. That is money. That is somebody who spends their money wisely. That is a hard worker. That is financial success. That is financial strategy. That is wise investments. That's what's coming through in the energy. A wise investment. Putting your money, wisely managing your money. That's what's coming through in the energies. Budgeting. For you, Ginger, budgeting for sure. That's what's coming through for you, Ginger, budgeting. You hate your new job. What? Uh-oh, I just dropped my card. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, hey, if you hate your new job, if your spirit's not happy and comfortable and settled where you're at, it's time to look for a new one. So just view your new job instead of hating it. Oh, you be nice. My animals are fighting. Instead of my advice to you, I'm never telling anyone what to do. Of course, you ultimately everyone has free will. But if I was in your position, my advice would be, instead of feeling like hatred or animosity or anger or anything negative regarding the job, I would view it as a stepping stone from one place to another. So it is the reason you hate it, the reason you'll get down. The reason it doesn't feel right in your spirit is because it's not where you're supposed to be. It's an alignment. So basically, it's a platform to go. It's a stepping stone. So it's, rather than hate it, be grateful that it is making you aware of a need to keep moving forward. So you can kind of transmute that negative feeling towards that job into a positive one, which also will boost your vibration and push you forward in your journey, which will put you in a new job. So you can be great in a roundabout way. What I'm trying to say, and this is going to sound so weird, but I promise you, I fully believe this. In a roundabout way, if you are grateful for the job that you hate, okay, if you're actually grateful that it's so terrible that it is giving you the ambition, the push, the desire to push yourself into a new phase, it transmutes that. And so you're not being held into a lower vibration of discomfort, hate, whatever, misalignment, because you just don't love the job. View it as a good thing, even if it doesn't feel that way, because in a roundabout way, it kind of is. Does that make sense? And then that just transmutes that energy. So I'm not telling you, you're not allowed to feel this, or don't feel this, or don't feel that. Transmute that. So just take that feeling of, oh, I hate my job, into, man, I'm so glad I hate my job, because I hate my job so bad. That's giving me the will, or the desire, the passion, the drive to look for the new job, because the new job, that might be the best job you've ever had, if that makes sense. Taurus Girl says, just pulled the Empress: prosperity, creativity, fertility, healing, love, harmony, physical comfort, full potential. I love it. So that's what's being brought to light for you, Miss Taurus Girl. I love it. These are all things happening within you, being brought up to the surface for you. I love it. I have been enjoying watching you blooming as well in your platform. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Okay, I pulled one and then I pulled another one, and I don't know which one I pulled first. So I will share both of them. Okay, the first one I pulled was the 8 of Staffs. This is the job card. I know why I pulled this. I know why I pulled this. Okay. For me, the 8 is about work. 8 is about infinity. 8 is about a forever cycle, a forever loop. And 8 of Staffs can also be about speed, fast, quick action. I'll tell you, I'm spending an abundance of time right now, probably an overabundance. Thank you, Spirit Guides. On another social media platform, which is probably why I've not really abandoned, but kind of neglected this one. I'm trying to grow my following over on TikTok to a status to where I can actually make it work as an income, as a line of income. So I kind of saved my spiritual work and that kind of stuff for this platform, because I don't really want to get paid for that. I want to get paid for the marketing that I've been doing on the other channel. I do a lot of it on the other platform, which is TikTok. I actually have 2 of them now, you guys. One of them is a spiritual TikTok where I promote tarot cards, oracle cards, spiritual stuff. The other one is all viral TikTok marketing stuff. I don't like mixing the two. I'm kind of weird that way. Anyways, they only let me post 5 marketable videos a week until I get to 5,000 followers. When I started, I was at 1,000. You have to have 1,000 to start. I was at 1,036 3 weeks ago. I hit over 3,000 this morning, but it's only because I'm working my butt off at it. I have to spend so much time. So my message here is, maybe I'm putting too much time and energy in all of my all of my time and energy into my job, because I'm trying to quickly, and there's that speed. I'm trying to quickly grow my platform so that it'll work for me. When I first started YouTube, I had no intention of ever growing my platform. I said that in almost every video. I'm not trying to get popular. I'm not trying to be a big YouTube channel. I don't care if you subscribe to me. I don't care. And then that changed a bit after time when I realized that I'm being given an opportunity to speak and say, share the things that Spirit gives me. That changed a little bit. I'm still not somebody that's looking for popularity or fame or anything like that. I feel honored that I have a little space here where I can provide a place for other people to connect, like-minded individuals to come and connect where we otherwise never would. So that's all. But TikTok, it's a different thing. I'm trying to make money on that platform like everyone else. And I'm watching my daughter. I know the potential because it touches me personally, just because my daughter does it. And I can see the lifestyle that it affords her. And I can see how successful she is at it. And I know I can do it too. My daughter's a lot like me. So I'm just trying to stay with upgoing times too. This is the way people make money now, is marketing, digital marketing. So yeah, I think I'm being told that maybe I'm overdoing things a little bit. It is, and I already kind of knew that. I caught myself this morning doing something I kind of tell people not to do, and I'll be the first one to tell on myself, because I'm not perfect. But I do try to follow my own advice to the best of my ability. Not always, but I try. I woke up this morning and the first thing I did was open my phone and check my follower count. Not good. Not good. And I caught myself doing it. I'm like, what am I doing? That's not how I'm going to start my day. So yeah, I caught myself, but okay, spirit guides, I hear you. Okay, the other one I pulled was the Lover's card. And I think I kind of understand what this one is. I don't feel like this is necessarily a partner, romantic partner. I feel like this is actually more geared towards some stuff I've been dealing with my son. My son is on the spectrum, and he's a little bit harder to reach sometimes emotionally, and tends to get overwhelmed, which he's getting married, and we're planning a wedding, and his sister just bought a house and is moving 5 hours away, and they are very close. They live literally on the same street. So that's going on. He just started a brand new job literally last Sunday. So he's been doing that 1 week today. That's a lot for someone who has, some issues with processing to be happening to somebody all at once. So my son has been struggling a little bit, and sometimes I struggle because as a mom, I want to fix it. You guys know what I mean. As a mom, when we see our child struggling or having a hard time, we want to fix it. We want to provide the answers that's going to make them feel better. But sometimes just doing that is making it worse. I guess. I mean, I'm being informed that to back off and let him handle it. So yeah. So I feel like this is that my moon card is bringing this to my attention, because there's a little bit of some learning and growing happening right now between my son and I, and where his needs are being met and where I'm trying to meet needs that he doesn't want me to meet. Yes, I guess I'm pushing myself on my son a little bit. It's so hard because, yeah, the wedding too. The wedding is really stressful for him. It's usually the girl that gets stressed out over things. It's weird, but for some reason it really has been a little stressful. I mean, financially, I get that, and starting a new job and all that. They're getting help though. They're not all on their own with it. I wouldn't let them struggle through it on their own. So, and oh my gosh, this is the first, wedding. My son Brandon did get married. He eloped. So he had a justice of the peace wedding where he went to the courthouse and got married. So I never got to like experience the whole setting, doing a wedding with him. That marriage lasted some days, a couple months, I think, and then it was annulled. So this is the first wedding for me that I get to help plan. And my new daughter-in-law, she doesn't have family, so it's just I get to do this, and it's exciting, and that's all I want to talk about when he comes over. And maybe it's a bit much, I don't know. But I love my son. And another thing that, there was a 6-year-long estrangement, so it's still some reconnecting happening, and still kind of getting to know each other, again. And he's different as an adult than he was at 19, which was how old he was the last time I seen him and spent time with him. So there's been kind of readjustment there, and just getting to know each other has been different. And yeah, so I'm sure that that's my message. So did everybody pull a card? Did you all understand your moon card? Did it resonate for you, is what I'm trying to say here. Ginger, thank you so much for bringing it to my attention that I forgot to add the link on my post. I'm like, look at all the crystals in the shop, and didn't leave a link to the shop. Yeah, that's how busy I am. I have so much going on. I'm trying to advertise in all these different places. Okay, we'll go back to the moon card. So the element associated with the moon card is water. This is emotion, intuition, dreams, psychic insight, shadow work. I said the Pisces zodiac. I said the crystals. Okay. This is something I did several years ago when I was going through like a period of adjustment and change. And you know how we do like the vision boards? I don't know if you guys have ever done a vision board. I know Natalie did one. Hers was amazing. Thank you, sweet sister. I appreciate you. Have you guys ever made a vision board before? Have you guys ever done one? Where you do like, you get like a big collage board, and then you put pictures all over the board of things that you want to manifest into your life. Like you make it like what you envision for yourself. So a vision board is a physical manifestation of an energetic wish or desire or what you want. So you take like a big piece of cardboard, or you can just cut the side off a box, take a piece of cardboard. I actually had a friend who used a sheet, and that was cool too. And you take pictures. It takes a while to make a vision board, but you can look in magazines, napkins, flyers, pictures, tags. I used a little tag off of a towel that I got at a store one time just because I liked the picture on it, and I thought, that it represented something I wanted for myself. So just things that represent what you want to manifest in your life. Natalie, when she made her vision board, she put a picture of the car that she wanted. A year later, she bought that car. Exact color she put on there and everything. Did she go out and go shopping for that car? No. That car found its way into her life. That's what a vision board does. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, you do a vision board, and then you only put the things on it that you truly want to manifest in your life. If you want to write a book, if you want to say you're in the midst of writing a book and you want to get your book finished, published, edited, whatever, you put a picture of a book. Okay. If you want whatever, you do a vision board. Okay. So I did one when I very first started kind of really embracing doing shadow work and actually, instead of just talking about it or just putting a little bit of effort into it here and there and doing minor improvements here and there and working on this and that and the other, when I really surrendered into doing shadow work and making meaningful change in my life, embracing things about myself that I had ran from, hid, denied, defended, and then hated because I had to defend it, resented, all those things. I had to go through a huge, like a surrendering at one point, and this was late 20s, early 30s, and I had to accept a lot of stuff about myself that I knew a lot of people didn't like about me, and actually grew to love those things about myself. And it was a long thing, and it was the first time I've ever really delved into real true shadow work. At the time, I didn't know that was what it was called. I didn't really know that's what I was doing, but that's what I was doing. And I had created a vision board, but it wasn't like what I just described. It was different. It was a friend of mine had went to, I don't even know what this was. It was a class, a group. I don't know. She was affiliated with this group of people who had done this, and she told me about it, and I did it. And it was called the Moon Mirror Collage. And it was I guess like a reflective art project or something that she had went to, where they took and they made a okay, let me see here. They did a project, an art project based on what they feared, what they dreamed of, and what they felt their intuition was guiding. Oh, okay, sorry. They made a moon mirror thing where it had three levels, starting with what they feared, the middle was what they dreamt about, and the last one was what they felt like they were being guided towards in these scary dreams. I used to have really bad dreams, really bad nightmares. At the time, I didn't really realize what was really happening to me. I had horrible, horrible nightmares, but what was happening is I was doing dream work. And in my dreams and in my sleep state, I was processing things that had happened to me in childhood that I had forgotten about or pushed down, or I just forgotten about because it was when I was really, really young. And I was experiencing these things in my dreams again and other things. Also, I was getting psychic attacks in my dreams, even as a child, as a little kid. I had shadow people attack me. I had just bad things that were always trying to get me to do stuff and get me to say things and get me in trouble as a little kid a lot. I was always in trouble for doing things that these things would tell me to do, like put this in the toilet or stick this in the light socket or just, break that or tell this person this and tell me words to say that were bad words I didn't know. And I would say them and get in trouble. Got my mouth washed out with soap one time for saying a word. I had no idea what it was, but some spirit thing told me to say it. So I was working through those things in my sleep, but I did, and it was manifesting as nightmares, but it is still shadow work, even though it's dream work. I did this project where I did the moon mirror collage. So I guess I'm just remembering that project being tied to the moon card. So I don't know if you guys are doing the vision boards or if you want to do a moon mirror collage. It's kind of cool because with the moon mirror collage, if you're somebody that does dream work or you feel like you're doing shadow work in your dream sleep state, the moon mirror collage is where you take a board, even if it's just visualize. You don't have to do it with your hands, but you just would visualize a board and you would cut it in 3 sections. What is it you're afraid of? Okay, what is it that you're dreaming about? What is it that's fearful in your dreams and what you think you're being told? So that is a way of, if you do dream work. Hi, bestie. You've been purging a lot too, Taurus. You had a scary dream last night. Yeah, a lot of times the nightmares, well, there's two main, this feels very tied to you, Taurus. There's two main things happening for you in a bad dream. You are purging. Yes, purging, working through shadow work, dream work. So many of us are. That's just where the veil is the thinnest, and where our subconscious is where the real us is, if that makes sense. Like the real us is actually in our subconscious. We come outside of the subconscious to be conscious and as a human. The other thing is, I think Taurus possibly you need to be putting extra blessings around yourself. Yes. Okay. Make sure you're doing your protections. Make sure you're before you go to sleep at night, that you are calling in the archangels. Okay. Because you have opened yourself up. I'm seeing that you've opened some doors, honey. Okay. You've opened some doors. That's not a bad thing. Let me just say that's not a bad thing. But you've opened some doors in your quest for growth within yourself, and which is a good thing. We should all be opening doors, but you have left yourself susceptible to something. Make sure that you're calling in some angelic protection at night to protect you as you sleep. Okay. You might get some bad dreams that are influenced by something low vibrational or negative, or something testing the boundaries. It feels like something dipping its feet in the water. Just that's the vision, or that's the visualization I'm receiving, is something just testing the boundaries with you to see if they can, yeah. So yeah, just call in extra angelic protection right now. Are you doing private readings for people, Taurus? Goblin ghouls was in it? What? You're kidding me. Okay, that might actually be something. Sorry, I don't mean to yell at you. That took me by surprise. That might actually be something, honey. When you open up a platform and you're doing readings for people, or crime readings, any readings, zodiac readings, any readings, when you're tapping into the ether, it is opening doors, honey. It is definitely opening doors. You're definitely, you're more susceptible. So things are going to come there and be like, oh, what's that little light that just turned on over there? Speaking of you, okay, when we tap in, we are like a little light that turns on, and they see us and they come right at us. Okay, so it's like, oh, what's that little light that just turned on over there? Let's go over there and see how much energy I can siphon off this individual, or let's see how much influence I can have over this individual. So they will come and test that. That's possibly something coming through for you. Yeah, you got to be extra careful when we have a platform like this, and when we take the energies into our hands in that way. We got to be responsible with that. We got to, make sure we're placing our protections and cutting ties, cords at the end of the day. Make sure, because you don't want to take that stuff to bed with you. You really don't want to take that to bed with you. Our sleep is a sacred time for us. It's when we really just go back and connect with our soul. We do a lot of work in our sleep state we are not aware of. And, the physical human body will actually die if it doesn't get enough sleep, but the soul never sleeps. So that's a time when the body's sleeping. That's a time when the soul goes and reconnects and gets the downloads and does the growth and takes and delivers everything it learned and absorbed through that day and deposits it, so that you can come back the next morning with a fresh, empty slate, so you can learn more. Sleep is so important. Shirley says, love my crystals. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes, my bestie came shopping. She came to my store and went shopping and got some beautiful pieces. There are new pieces in the shop, you guys. I did add new pieces. I've got more coming too. So Anyways, my suggestion, if you are somebody who thinks that you're doing sleep work, dream work, the moon card being our subject today makes me want to just add this in. The moon mirror collage project, even if you just do it as a visual or if you do it hands-on, I definitely suggest that everybody does a vision board. That is really important. I mean, it might seem juvenile, it might seem kind of silly to some people, but they actually work. That's a manifestation. That's a way to manifest. So if you're trying to do dream work, shadow work, if you're having bad dreams and nightmares, I would do the moon mirror collage, even if it's just a visionary thing. It helped me. It helped get me through. It brought a lot to my attention. As I actually did the physical rendition of it, and as I created mine, I was made aware in the process of creating this. I was made aware of what the bad guys in my dreams, what the bad guys actually were, why they were there, why I was afraid of them, because it was an irrational fear in my dream, and I couldn't right away explain why that would scare me. And then, so it helped me a lot, if that makes sense. Sam says, my bank has took all of my money on Wednesday, and Friday said they are sorry. They will give it back early next week. What? Ginger says, I'm going to do a reflection board, I think. Well, a reflection board. Interesting. So, very interesting. Reflection. So I'm an artist, and I'm all about all of this. A reflection board. So what exactly, if you don't mind me asking, Ginger, what would you be reflecting upon? So would you be reflecting upon the parts of yourself that you've shed, or what would you be, just the different phases that you've been through, the different cycles that you've completed? I'm just curious as to what exactly a reflection board would me. I'm really super curious about that because I love the whole vision board thing. And okay, and what you need to work on, reflecting a reflection board. Okay, that is really interesting because honestly, this is what my spirit is telling me. A reflection board is a vision board. You could make it that too. You could make a reflection board and say, this is what I'm going to put pictures of what I want to reflect. Right? It is a reflection board. Yeah. I love that. That's cool. All right, let me see if there's anything more I need to say about the moon card before I move on. You guys, I've been having some really weird stuff happening in my house. This place is so freaking haunted. A couple times. It's not just me that it's happening to either. It's happening to my husband too. But we keep having things just disappearing and then reappearing in the weirdest places. And this place is so haunted. It's getting worse. I'm so ready to move. But I am limited on space here. And my brother-in-law stopped by the other day. My brother-in-law stopped by and he had noticed that my cat had once again knocked all of my cards over and had spread them everywhere. And I had them sitting on like this. I'll show you. So I had like 15 decks of cards sitting on this thing right here next to me in this little table where I could just reach over and grab a deck of cards. But you can imagine what that looked like after my cat climbed around on that and all those cards, right? So constantly straightening them, constantly. It's frustrating. So my brother-in-law, my amazing sister-in-law, and her amazing new husband, they've been together 3 or 4 years now. They just moved down here from Arizona so that they could help us with Mom. So grateful. So grateful. And they're just amazing. They're helping so much. Anyways, they stopped by just the other day just to see us. And he saw my mess. He made me he surprised me out of nowhere. He stopped by this morning and he made me this beautiful wooden thing. What would I call it? A shelf? It's like a big, beautiful wooden shelf that's got sections for the cards to go in. And the dividers between the sections is, what is that wood, Dean? Or what is that stone?
What?
The stone that Brian used to make my card holder.
Oh, alabaster.
Alabaster. Slabs of alabaster. So if you can imagine like what a shadow box would look like with the little sections. So there's sections for cards, right? Like maybe 15, 20 decks can fit in this. And he has them partitioned off, these sections. What's partitioning them is alabaster, slabs of alabaster. And on the top, going along the top of it, is he put a amazing, this is crazy. This is so crazy. I'm gonna have to show you guys. He put a black raven, it's a wrought iron raven that's mounted on the top of this thing, and it's got its wings out and it's looking down like this. So it is so cool. You know, ravens are messengers. So the ravens are messengers and the cards are messengers, but I have to show you what I was working on when he showed up this morning. It's only because I'm psychic. Hold on. Okay, I grabbed the raven off. So this is the raven that he has sitting on top of it. Okay. Mind you, I had no idea. None. No idea. He shows up with this thing. This is what I was working on when he showed up. I was sculpting a raven. How random is that? It's only because I was psychic. I don't know. My spirit must have known he was coming. It's so crazy. Okay. I do have the moon and star right here. I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose. All right. So I have a homework project, you guys. I know I love the raven too. The raven was actually, my son resonated with the spirit guide, the raven spirit guide. And there are two ravens that live, I don't know if they're ravens or crows. I know they're basically the same type of bird, but there's a little difference. But there's two black ravens that live right outside. And you know, they recognize you. Do you know they recognize your face? You know that they remember you. They're also birds that will mate for life. And there's two of them that live outside in the bushes, and I see them all the time. They like it here because there is a red robin, Applebee's, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, and what is the other one, Dean? Is it China Express? Not China Express. I can't remember. And one other one. That's all the restaurants that live like literally right around me. And these birds, these crows, ravens, and we also have these big giant pigeons. They go into the dumpsters and they get the food they've thrown out in the dumpsters and they get at it. And so they like to live around the restaurants so they can get at the food. That's how city birds survive. But they go in the dumpsters and they take out like the chicken bones and garbage and stuff, and they drop it all around. So whenever I go to take Gizmo out to go potty, I have to really watch. I've caught him several times trying to get chicken bones and things like that, which chicken bones can be deadly for a little dog because those shatter and it's like slivers. But I'm constantly, when we first moved here, for the life of me, I thought everyone was just throwing their chicken bones out in the yard. It's like, why does everybody throw their chicken bones out here? It took me a minute to figure out where they were coming from. But yeah, that's what it's from. Anyways, let's do a homework project for the moon card. And this is my idea for your journal. If you guys are keeping a journal for learning to read tarot, my idea for a homework project for the moon card would be to take your favorite deck, get the moon card out of your favorite deck, look at the symbols on the moon card, and identify what the symbols that you see on the moon card, how they pertain to you personally or specifically. What do you say, Sam? We have pigeons and magpies. Oh, magpies. I don't know what a magpie is. Magpies. That's a cool name. Magpie. Hummingbirds. We have tons of hummingbirds. Taurus Girl says, Crystal, would you do a live on protections and ways to protect yourself and what you've learned? Would be really grateful. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't use my laptop though. I would need to use my phone to do it because I'm going to have to show you a bunch of stuff. Yes, I could do that. Absolutely. It's so important. So important. Man, right now I feel like I've been like a broken record. I've been receiving instruction from people's spirits, guides, and protectors to remind people to cut cords at the end of the day. I know people are hearing me say this, but I just don't think they're doing it. I think they forget. I think everyone forgets. I think we're so tired by the end of the day, or we're so overloaded with stuff, maybe so overloaded that we shut down at some point during the day. I don't know. I just feel like people aren't doing it. We're taking, we're holding on to energies that are holding us back. A lot of us. And I keep feeling like I'm getting, it's not a feeling. I keep getting instructions to, remind people to take your power back at the end of the day. So you have lent your power out all through the day. You've lent your power out. You've lent your energy out to other people. You had someone call you because they got in a fight with their husband. You just lent your energy. You had the bank call you. You're late on this bill. You just lent your energy. You had the kid call. They need a ride somewhere. You just lent your energy. These are all energetic cords. You've connected. It's so important because these cords stay intact until we disconnect them. And even though you're done providing the ride to the store and it's done and over and it's a done deal, it's still a connected energy. So it's still just, it's almost like this. It's almost like this. It's like leaving the coffee maker plugged in, even though you're not making any coffee. You're still trickling energy through that plug-in, even though there's no coffee being made right now. It's still a siphon. Does that make sense? People need to really actively be cutting energetic cords at the end of the day so that they can, and calling all of your energy and your power back into yourself so that you're not, they just do. That's just the thing that I keep getting over and over. I keep hearing that so much, and everyone forgets to do it. And you know what? Honestly, I do too sometimes. I do too. I literally have made myself, well, I don't have to do it anymore because it became a habit. But in the beginning, I made myself a checklist. I have a checklist because I have memory issues because of a disease they want to try to label me with. I never claim to have it. They say I have it. That causes memory issues. I make a checklist of the things I need to take with me before I leave the house every day because I'm going to forget one or two of them. When I have my mind geared towards, I got to go do this and this and this and this, and I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go there, and I got to be here by this time. I forget half the things I'm supposed to take with me. So I make a little checklist that I right next to the door, like you got your purse, your phone, your keys, your cup, whatever. I made myself a nighttime bedtime checklist, and you might feel like a little kid, like making a checklist, a check-off list. So what? We are kids. We're kids. We're all children learning, always. That's what we're here to do. We're students of this dimension in this here and now. So make your checklist at the end of the day. Are you severing ties? Are you cutting cords? Are you calling your power in? Are you setting your intention for your sleep work, your dream work? Are you talking to your guides? Are you asking to remember your dreams? Are you asking to receive this done? Like, that's important. Make a checklist. you know make sure that you're cleansing your aura, your auric energy before you go to sleep. Make sure you're putting your angelic protections, your boundaries up. Call in your angelic protections. Make a checklist. And once you follow that checklist for a couple weeks, it'll become a habit. And then pretty soon you'll catch yourself doing it without even picking up your checklist. Yeah, that's the really cool thing about the human brain is repetition, repeating. It creates patterns, and then the brain it's called muscle memory. The brain kind of takes over for us. So that's not always a good thing though, but it can be. So doing it now. Perfect. Yeah, it's so important because we take all that stuff with us to bed, and I feel like it takes up space. It takes up space. So then we're not open and receptive to receive in the time and space and energy that we're meant to be in and to receive. So, yeah. And one thing I noticed too, when I truly started setting true intentions, and I speak everything out loud because I believe we speak everything into existence. When I truly started putting the vibration out through my voice as well as through thought at the same time, I feel like it made a big difference too. So I actually implement that when it comes to cutting cords as well and calling my power back in. I feel like when we put the addition of an actual vibration, which is our voice, together with thought, because thought happens at the speed of light. The voice can't happen at the speed of light, but if you put them together, it's just much more powerful. So, yeah, Ginger, thank you, Taurus. I appreciate you too, sweetheart. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are my amazing friends. And I know I feel bad because I haven't been coming back here a whole lot lately. I keep meaning to pop on and do a live crystal sale. I am going to come do one. I want to do like a flash crystal sale. I'm going to do give everybody really good deals. And I want to do like a flash crystal sale for the 4th of July. Thank you, Sam. Oh, you're amazing. But I'd like to do so I'm open for suggestions, you guys. Should I pick say 25, 30 pieces and just put those in and do a flash sale, say all of these are $10 or all of these are $5 or something like that, and say, for 2 hours I'm coming on, I'm doing this flash sale, all of these pieces are $5, ask me what you want to know about these pieces, and here's the link for each one. Should I do it that way, or should I just do a live, everything in the store is 20% off for the next 2 hours and do a live sale that way? I don't know. I'm open for suggestions. What do you guys think? Yeah, I want to do, so I know the 4th of July is an American holiday. It's an Independence Day. So if you're wondering, it is an opportunity where everyone is in a celebrating mood and people tend to want to spend money when it comes to the holidays. So no, bestie, I'm not going to be doing it on the exact 4th of July day. No, I won't be doing it. It's a flash sale honoring the July 4th, but it's not going to be actually on July 4th because you're right. I won't be here that day. I won't be here that day. It'll probably be July 3rd, like the day before. What do you think? Yeah, probably be the day before. Or maybe I'll just have the sale go on for a couple days before. We'll see. We'll see how it works. I think it's more, yeah, definitely it's got to be before. So I'll probably do it July 3rd, but it's going to be in honor of the 4th of Independence Day. So it'll be an Independence Day flash sale. And I think I'm just going to pick whatever spirits draws me to. Maybe red, white, and blue stones. Yeah, red, white, and blue crystals. Yeah. And then I'll just be like, okay, all these crystals are $10 each. Here's the links. Yep. Something like that. I could do like little cards and sell them with what you say before you read what you say to connections. Oh, you mean I could create, I wish I could find it, but let me tell you, when my son transitioned and I went from having basically my reading room and my work area be my living room, where I had a lot more space and everything was kind of spread out more, and kind of crammed it all into this room. I'm sure that they're packed up in bins and they may have just been put in the wrong place, but I have misplaced a bin that has my deck in it. I'm actually creating my own deck of cards, and I've been working on it for a couple of years, but it's a lot of work and it's spirit led. So I can only go as fast as spirit will allow me. So it's a lot of the cards are downloads, and things like that. So it's an oracle. Um, but I have done that, Sam. Um, that's in my oracle deck. There are cards in my oracle deck that teach on cutting cords, calling your power back in, different levels of protection, the archangels calling in for different protective reasons. Like if you want health protection, if you want spiritual protection, if you want financial protection, like different things like that. Yeah, I'm working on the oracle deck. It's not quite finished yet. um I look, being a collector, someone who has well over 400 decks in my collection. I probably have way more than that. I haven't counted them in years, but I'm just saying about 400. I have, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. At one point, I was just buying the cards just because they were new on the market, not necessarily because I was even drawn to them. So I kind of quit doing that, and I only started taking in decks that called to me. But a lot of time, okay, so I look at the things in the decks that I'm attracted to, obviously. The quality of the card stock, the quality of the message, of course, the art. The symbology is big for me. Um, but the message is really important. And so the imagery has to really coincide with the message, and it all has to be spirit led for me. So, like, it has to come from spirit through me. That's just how I feel about this particular oracle deck I'm working on. I may be able to do a different one, because someday I want to do a tarot deck as well, but I may be able to do a different one in the future that's just basically my own personal feelings and opinions and likes and desires and wants and whatever. But the one I started it spirit led. I'm going to finish it spirit led, and I'm a couple years into it. Also, it I've always valued a larger deck. I I kind of feel cheated when I order a deck and I get like 36 cards or 44 cards. And I know that that's important. People will be more drawn to a bigger deck. So I want to have about 65 cards in my deck. When I first started out, I had more like 70 I was going to put in, but I've scaled that back a little bit because I started thinking that some of them were almost like double, like the same, almost the same. So I kind of just combined a few of them. So now I've got about 65 I aspire to make. So it's going to be a big deck. And then being a collector, I have like all these ideas on packaging, and yeah, it's a big project. Somebody told me about this. Have you guys ever heard of Kickstarter? Somebody told me I should look into Kickstarter. They said it's like I don't even know exactly what it is. Kickstarter is something that's supposed to help you, like a money backer, maybe, or a financial backer, or something like that. Some kind of program that's supposed to help you to fund a big project like a tarot deck or an oracle deck, um, to fund like a big art project or a big endeavor like that, like Kickstarter or something like that. Yeah, I'll look into it. I have a lot going on right now, so that one's kind of on the back burner. So I'm all right with that. I'll get back to it. I'll circle back. So I also wanted to do at one point I wanted to make a oracle deck just for pendulum work. I do a lot of pendulum work. You know what? I'm going to show you guys something right now, real quickly. This is something that I was just showing my bestie and my niece. It's a download I kind of received and something my spirit guides keep leading me to do. So I want you guys to try this. Just see what happens for you. See what kind of results you get. If you've got a pendulum, I want you guys to try something. Whenever you feel a negative energy or someone brings you a negative energy, say someone comes to you and says, I had a nightmare, this and that and the other. Okay, now you're connected to that energy because they just shared that with you, right? I want you to transmute that fear, okay? Start transmuting fear every chance you get. How do you do it? Super easy, okay? Take your pendulum. Fear is an energy, okay? It is a frequency, it's an energy, and you can transmute it. Super easy. Let me show you. All right, take your pendulum. You can do it with the pendulum. All right, take your pendulum. And first, you want to take that energetic, so you're going to make yourself aware. It's sitting in front of you. This bad dream I had, it caused me fear, okay? First, you're going to neutralize that energy. Before you can transmute it, you have to neutralize it, okay? So you're going to spin your pendulum counterclockwise, okay? Spin your pendulum counterclockwise. This is the intention. The intention here is to neutralize any energetic fear, neutralize any fear, any energetic fear. I don't have a specific, so I'm just going to be broad and general. So I am neutralizing any kind of fear energy in this moment, and you spin counterclockwise, 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 and you want to get it to where it's all the way out flat, okay? And then let it slowly come down on its own and stop. It's neutralized, okay? Now you're going to spin it clockwise. You're going to transmute that stuff. Okay, the intention is to transmute any energy of fear into the energy of divine love. I am transmuting any energies in front of me, around me, near me of fear into the highest light. Spin it, get it going, get it flat, and then let it come down on its own. You just transmuted that energy from fear to love. So we need to be neutralizing and transmuting. Use your pendulum to do it. Speak the intentions while you're doing it and just try it. Okay. So if you find yourself frustrated, angry, sad, fearful, whatever, okay, any low vibrational emotion, pick up your pendulum, neutralize the energy, transmute it, and then get back to me and tell me how it feels. Okay. I'm super excited to see what your result is of it. Okay. That's how you transmute energy, but you have to neutralize it first. You can't just you have to neutralize it. Once you neutralize that energy, you've got all this energy sitting in front of you, and you are in control of what happens to it. You are in control of what that becomes, and you transmute it into the highest light. Yeah, just try it. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and paint my new shelving unit that my brother-in-law made me. I can't wait to show you guys the finished product. And then when I'm done, I'll be able to mount this raven guy back on top of it, and he'll be looking down on us as we do our tarot classes. How weird is that, though, you guys, that I was literally in the middle of sculpting a raven when he brought that to me. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Thank you guys for not being mad at me for not coming on here very much lately. I'm close. You know what I did? I grew my TikTok almost 3,000 in 3 weeks. That's where all my energy is going right now. I'm so close. I am so close. And once I get to the 5K, then I could start just posting as many marketable videos. Here's the thing. There's a lot of competition. Can you imagine how many marketers are out there posting marketable, shoppable videos all day long? And I get to do 5 a week. My daughter puts out 30 in a week. Okay. And that's how she makes her money. I can do 5. That I'm so limited. So limited. I'm still making money. I'm still making commissions. It's just pennies in a bucket compared to what my daughter's making because I'm so limited. And that's just because my platform's still a little bit small. But I literally grew 3,000 followers on TikTok in 5 years, or on YouTube in 5 years. It took me 5 years on YouTube to get 3,000. I'm at like 3,600 now on YouTube, but 5 years. Okay. It took me 3 weeks to get 2,000, almost 3,000 on TikTok. So there you go. Now you know where I've been. I'm almost there. So I am almost there. And then I can come back and start doing the readings on here again and stuff like that. But as always, if you guys need a reading, if anybody needs a reading, if you guys need me for anything, I'm always available. I pretty much talk to everyone from the Crystal Crew through private messages now. But if you ever need to email me, crystalmedicine999@gmail.com. And you guys go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out, learn about the moon card with me. And I will see you for sure next Sunday, where we will finally be on my favorite card in tarot, the sun. My favorite. Can you tell? Oh, I guess he's hidden. He's hidden. Oh. What do you guys think of my sun catchers? I guess the black back kind of hides them, doesn't it? See, I put all this stuff behind me because when I'm live on TikTok, I talk about that stuff, if you wondered. All right, guys. I'm going to stop jibber jabbering. Let me get my mouse so I can turn you off. Have a beautiful Sunday. I'll see you guys soon. All right, lifting you all in abundant divine love and light. Blessed be. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friends. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Sam, for moderating. Love you.